Today we're talking about linear inequalities in two variables. The essential question, how can I graph linear inequalities? So,
And remember,
oh,
sorry,
go
I'm just
ahead.
going to sidebar.
Yeah,
Remember, inequality just means the less than, the greater than, less
yep,
than or equal to, greater than or equal to.
that is
Okay.
perfect. Thank you, read my mind. So that's exactly it. What we're going to do today, you know how to you know how to graph a line. So right here it talks about a boundary line. All that is a line. And then the inequality determines, are we going to shade above? Are we going to shade below?
Okay.
One more little thing is the boundary line is either a solid line or a dashed, and we'll talk more about that.
I'm just going to
Yeah,
write
go ahead.
solid,
Yep.
dashed.
And I
And
think
you're
it
gonna
explains
have
it.
both variables, x and a y.
X, thank you for, yep, an X and a Y, exactly. So it says you have seen, solved, and graphed inequalities in one variable. Now we're going to use two.
Okay.
So there's going to be steps here again. So step one, you're going to graph the line. And like it says, if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's a solid line. If it's just less than or just greater than, it is a dashed. And let's talk about this. Why solid versus dashed? Am I just trying to be creative and colorful?
No, I think solid means that if you picked any point on here, no matter what point, you would get an answer.
It's included in it's included in your answer. A dashed means anything on that line is not included in your solution.
Okay.
Now, a key thing that Miss Boyd's going to write next to step two, in order to determine whether you're shading above or below. If it's greater than or equal to or just greater than, you shade above. And if it's less than or equal to or less than, you shade below. However, it has to be in slope intercept form in order to use this rule.
Now I'm going to put y equals mx.
That's perfect.
Plus b.
Yep.
So just remember that. And so like Miss Young said, if it's a greater than, greater means greater,
bigger,
higher, bigger, so you want to shade
go
above.
up.
If it's less than, it means it's lower, so you want to shade below. That's
Perfect.
how I remember it.
The last thing we do is we're going to use the point 0, 0 because it's an easy point to test if shaded correctly. And there is a reason for doing this, and it will come up later in the lesson.
Okay, and we're just going to quick look. It says it's a greater than
yes,
and
thank
it's a
you.
less than. It doesn't have an equal sign, so I'm just going to put some dashes
Yeah,
in here.
there should be dashes, exactly.
It's actually not a solid line.
No. And maybe we'll, can we erase that little mark right there?
Sorry.
There we go. All right, next page, we're going to talk about, I think, an example.
Perfect.
Example 1, graph the inequality.
All right, so it's in y equals mx plus b. So we're good there.
So we can graph the line.
Okay.
So what do we do first?
Well, here's our y-intercept.
Yep.
We'll always start with that. Here's our y, here's our x.
Right.
And our y-intercept's at 2, so
we
I'm
go
going to
up
go 2 on the y-intercept.
And the slope?
My slope is a negative 1 over 3. Now it's not telling me which one, so I'm going to do negative 1 over 3.
But it does not matter.
Nope. You could have done 1 over negative 3.
The key is you know it's going to go down and to the right.
Yes. So I'm
so
going to go
down 1 to the right 3.
1, 2, 3.
And again, down 1 to the right 3.
1, 2, 3.
Now, before you draw the line, is it dashed or solid?
Well, I look at this, and I know that it's dashed. Because it doesn't have an equal sign.
This should make it so much easier for you.
Well, I don't know about that, Miss Young.
Okay. I know it's a little bit crooked, but it will do.
Hey. All right.
Step.
And then
the next step now. Well, greater than.
Greater means
bigger.
Above.
Above.
So I'm going to shade above.
Everything above
the line.
Now we can actually show you how we're going to use the test point.
Yep.
So the test point is always 0, 0. And what we mean by that is if you plug in the point 0, 0 back into your original inequality, do you get a true statement or a false statement?
Okay, so this is my x, this is my y. So instead of, I'm just going to rewrite it.
I would.
Y is
greater than
negative 1/3 x
plus 2.
So if I plug it in, I have 0 is greater than negative 1/3 times 0
Plus
plus 2. Well, that cancels because
Right.
we got a 0. So,
So
it's saying 0 is greater than 2.
But is 0 greater than 2?
Not true.
Not true. So then we go to our graph and we say, oh, if it's not true,
Shade.
we better not have shaded where 0, 0 is.
And if we look at 0, 0,
We did
didn't,
not.
So we're good.
So we did good.
All
All right, that's example 1. Let's do example 2 now.
Okay.
It's a little different.
Okay.
Notice, oh, I don't see an X.
Oh.
So how do you graph a line? We talked about this
Oh,
a
yes.
couple lessons ago.
So here's our Y, here's our X. And if
Mhm.
it says Y, that's where it crosses the Y
Right.
axis.
So it crosses
So
it at
-1. I'm
right.
gonna put my -1 here.
And it's a horizontal.
Yeah, because it has to cross the Y
Right.
axis. I have to look at this though.
Oh yeah.
And it's telling me it's going to be solid.
So
because
let's
of the equal sign.
right.
So
That
I'm
means
just gonna
everything
do
on that line is included in our solution.
All right.
And it's still in slope-intercept form.
It is.
So less than means
Less than,
smaller, so shade everything
lower, so
below.
shade below.
And now it's going to be really easy to test 0, 0
Yeah.
because you're plugging in one thing.
So I just plug in 0.
Is 0 less than or equal to -1? Absolutely not.
No.
Not true.
Don't shade
0, 0.
0, 0.
And we didn't.
And we
so
did,
we're
'cause
good.
0, 0 is right here.
Right.
So we're good.
Okay.
All right.
So let's see. This is, oh, okay. Before we put everything was given to you in slope-intercept form.
Mhm.
Now, how do we graph if it's not? Well, you have two options actually. If the directions say graph using intercepts, which it does, that's how we want you to graph it.
Okay.
However, if you chose to put it in slope-intercept form, you could.
So you just get Y by itself.
Right. But we're not going to show it that way because we want you to get into the habit of learning how to find the intercepts.
And intercepts just means we plug in a 0 for
Right.
an X, and then we plug in
0
a 0
for a Y.
to find our intercepts.
Right. So let's,
Okay.
how about we find our x-intercept
Okay.
first? So to do that, we're going to set y equal to 0.
Okay.
So maybe we'll write that.
Y equals 0.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So now
We plug it back in.
3 times X
Yeah.
plus 4, and instead of Y we're putting 0,
0 is,
less than or equal
Right.
to 12.
and we solved.
All right, I can do that.
So
I have
3x.
3x plus 0. Oh, that just goes
That's
away.
just, yeah. There's no point even writing that.
Is
Less than or equal to,
12.
divide both sides by
Divide
3.
3. I'm not dividing by a negative, so I don't have to flip my sign.
Right.
So I just get x is
Less than or equal to 4. So our y-intercept here is, or excuse me.
X-intercept.
Sorry, thank you. Our x-intercept is 4.
4,
Okay.
0.
Right, exactly.
Because the 4
So,
goes to the x.
and sometimes, I know we left the inequality in because that's what the original problem is. If it confuses you, you
You
can use an equal sign because that's really what you're doing, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Okay,
So I'm
y-intercept.
gonna quick plot that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and not up any.
There we go. That's
we go.
it. So
All right.
let's find the y-intercept.
Okay. Y-intercept.
So we're going to set x equal to 0.
So now x equals 0.
And we're going to do the same thing.
So I got a
3
3
times 0
0
plus
4y
Yep,
is less
so
than or
equal
equal
to
to
12.
12.
So the
Solve
first part
that.
cancels, so we just get 4y
Yeah.
is less than or equal to 12. And I'm going to give you a little more room
Thank
here.
you.
There we
So
go.
now I just divide by 4. Didn't divide by negative, so my sign stays the same.
Right. And so what's our y-intercept?
So now this time
0.
the y is 3,
Right.
and then the x is 0.
So now if we go back up to our graph, we're going to plot 0, 3.
So we go over 0, but up 3.
Now before you draw the line,
Yes.
look
up here at our sign again.
and notice, there we go, we have to do a solid line.
We do because it has the equal.
Right.
So I'm going to draw it.
Oh boy.
Whoa, I missed.
We meant it to go through there, so
Yes.
use your imagination.
All right.
That, oh, wait a
We got a
minute.
shade.
Oh, but, uh-oh, it's less than or equal to. So just shade below, Miss Boyd.
But we don't have it in the slope intercept
Oh,
form.
shoot. Okay, so can we use that test point? 0,
Sure.
0?
Let's just plug 0,
Yeah,
0 in,
let's
and
do
then
it.
we'll know where to shade.
Okay.
Okay. So if we use 0, 0,
Mm-hmm.
we have 3 times 0
Right.
plus 4 times 0
Mm-hmm.
is less than or equal to 12.
Right, so let's,
Wow.
I'm gonna give you more room. There we
We
go.
have 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 12.
So 0
Is
less.
0 less than or equal to 12?
Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Sure is.
So shade where 0, 0 is.
Right, so that would be below.
So it did work this
It
time.
did work,
It
but you
doesn't
can't
always.
count on it working when it's
Yeah.
not in slope intercept form.
Okay.
There we go. Let's see what we have. I think the next one we're not
We're
doing.
skipping, yeah.
We're gonna do in class. And
Do this
oh,
one.
we're gonna do this
Yeah.
one. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the line has a slope of 5 over 2, and it passes through 4.
Can I stop you for 1
Yeah.
minute? I do want to go back a screen in
Okay.
case they're confused
Oh,
on their
okay.
notes. I
We're
forgot
skipping
to.
that one.
Yeah, I forgot to show
Alright.
you. We are gonna do this in class. We're
Okay.
not just skipping it for the fun of it. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so the line has a slope of 5 over 2, so that's our m,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes through 4, 2,
Right.
which least points also is on the line.
Yeah.
Well, if it's on the line, it's going to have the same slope.
Right. So what do you
Okay.
think is the easiest way to do this problem?
Well, let's just find the slope using one of the points we already know. So
Yeah.
this could be
X1, Y1.
and then we
it's
just
kind of
plug it
trial.
in.
It's kind of we're checking each one is what we're doing.
X2, Y2.
Yeah. So let's
Alright.
start with A.
So I have, for A, I have 5 minus 2 over 4 minus 4,
Ooh,
which
yikes.
is 3 over 0.
That's not
true.
possible. So let's go to B.
Alright, B. This time
Let's label that
I
now.
have
X2, Y2.
X2, Y2.
So we
I
have
-7
-7 minus 2
over
6 minus 4.
6 minus 4.
So
Well, this
that's
is
going
a
to be
negative
-9 over
over
2. That doesn't
2.
work.
No.
Nope. Let's go to C.
All right.
So again, X.
X2,
Yep.
Y2.
Maybe fix that X.
Yep,
So there we go.
There we go.
So negative
All right.
3
-3
minus 2 over 2 minus 4. Oh, this might work.
We get a -5
Over
over a
-2.
-2. But a negative and a negative can just be a positive.
Cancel. We found it.
So it's C.
Yes. You don't
So
even
this
have to
is
go
our answer.
check D because you found it, unless you want to, but you don't have to.
All right.
There we go. I think that's it for here. Video 2.5 questions. See you tomorrow.